All right. How's everybody doing? Hope y'all are good. Yeah, we wanted to just kind of, do something, switch it up a little bit, do something a little different. So we got a delicious recipe. We got it pretty much all prepped. So momentarily, we're going to be moving actually into our kitchen. And I have my camera cover on here. I'm sorry. We'll be moving into the kitchen shortly so we could actually get into it. So, and maybe if you're watching, you may be interested in trying it. We kind of tested it out a little bit earlier just to make sure it was good, but we didn't want to present a recipe on Zoom and then it's like, it's our first time trying it, or and then everybody else is trying it for the first time and it's really actually not good. So we were the guinea pigs first. So just know we've already tested it and it turned out really good. So I hope y'all like it. I was just telling Tammy and Lewis that we were switching it up a little bit tonight. We actually got a recipe. We tried out a little bit earlier just to make sure it tasted good, and we're going to actually present it. Going to prepare it tonight. It's something that is on the majority of people's flat belly lifestyle approved items. So, and it could always be moderated too, according to your blood type. But it's definitely delicious and healthy and nutritious. So hope you enjoy.
We got our red cabbage, iceberg lettuce, cilantro. Can never have a taco without cilantro. It's unacceptable. Corn, our tortillas, and our star ingredient is actually going to be, believe it or not, sweet potato. Avocado as well. Can't forget that. So yeah, so I'm gonna.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so. Are y'all ready?
Okay, so we're gonna make a sweet potato taco, and we're actually gonna cook it in our air fryer, but we're not gonna bread it. It actually does a really great job. It only takes about 15 minutes. So we're gonna prepare our sweet potato taco because it does take 15 minutes, and then we'll create our sauce, and it's gonna be fantastic. So you're just cubing your sweet potato. As long as you have a really nice sharp knife, it's not too hard at all to do.
Excuse me for one moment, guys. I'm going to turn the volume down on that other computer so it's not echoing. 1 second.
So we're literally just cutting our sweet potato, you can see, into just like little cubes. And if you see some that are like a little bit too big or long, you can just cut those. It's not really a big deal. We're actually just going to put our sweet potato in a bowl real quick because we're going to put some seasonings on it. I don't have any like measurement. Just going to kind of sprinkle it with a little bit of smoked paprika. You really like that little bit of smoky taste to it. It's really good.
Did you do chili powder on that one, or you want?
No, I didn't. We did garlic powder and onion powder. So here's our cubed sweet potato, and like I said, we literally are just gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil, or you can use avocado oil or grapeseed oil. I like using those oils a lot too. This is just kind of what I had.
Or if you're feeding all adults, the CBD culinary oil would be a great thing to incorporate. The Delta 8 or just the regular CBD actually would be wonderful to incorporate that to this dish.
Or you could use those oils in the sauce we're going to make, which might be better because you do have to cook this, and we're going to cook it on 400, which is a little bit too high to use on the Delta. But it's still possible to do that because you could just turn down the temperature if you really want to make it that way. So that was just smoked paprika, and this is just a little bit of onion powder and a little bit of garlic powder. Toss that.
into the munchies. Yeah, and then like I said, like she said earlier,
So
we don't have measurements.
We're putting this into the air fryer. And we're putting that in for 15 minutes at 400. Go ahead.
So even though we don't have measurements, we always start with a moderate amount of seasoning, and then, because you can always add, but the thing is you can't take away. And really during the cooking process, you are gonna actually lose some seasoning. So I try to do a lot of the seasoning kind of just a little bit in the beginning, and then I do more when I'm almost done, pretty much done with the finished product. So that way I'm not just cooking my season away.
So now we're gonna make us an avocado cilantro lime thing to drizzle on top, which I think is gonna be so good because the sweet potato is sweet, and I think the flavors are gonna be fantastic. So our recipe calls for a half an avocado.
So now you do this avocado. I can't slice avocado to save my life.
All you gotta do is go around and it falls right off. I don't think other people have that problem, do you? And we're just gonna dice it up. And you can use a blender. We just have a food processor. Really anything that would blend it. If you had like a hand, little hand blenders, that would work really good too. This is juice from one lime. We have 1 clove of garlic, which I probably, if they were like really small, I would have done 2, but this one is really a big one. So I was like, well, that's kind of like 2 right there. And then it calls for cilantro. And a little bit of salt. It's a 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
What are you making?
I'm making some food. You want some?
What are you making?
And then it's a 1/2 teaspoon.
No, what are you making?
Taco.
Tacos?
Yeah.
What that is that?
Yeah.
And water and door and bed
Yeah.
and onions and yes.
Yes. Yes. And we're also putting a 1/2 a teaspoon of olive oil in there.
And with that?
And this is a 1/2 cup of water.
We need water.
Yeah, we need water. And we're gonna do a little bit of some.
What's that bell pepper?
I don't know. That's just what it's called. Pepper. Kind of a funny name.
It's really hot.
Smells hot.
Yeah. And
Okay.
what?
We're just gonna puree it. We're gonna turn the sound off just because it does get loud. Okay, so we at least have our sauce, and we're just gonna wait for our sweet potato tacos to get done. It has about 11 minutes left. Some things that you can do while you're waiting is getting your shells ready. So I actually found this taco rack at Walmart, and it was in the section with the barbecue stuff, because I guess you can put this whole thing in a barbecue. But I actually was gonna leave Walmart really disappointed because I was looking for this. You want to try and hold it? Okay, hold it. Look at the camera. Hold the taco. It's so handy, so we're gonna use this for our tacos. But I was really almost upset that I wasn't gonna be able to find them, but they were there in the grilling section. So if you're looking for them, that's where they might be.
Definitely a necessity for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the best on taco? What's the best?
Lewis said the food processor is actually peaceful. He doesn't mind it at all.
Oh, good.
Okay, well, eat.
So we're just gonna heat up our shells.
Heat a shell?
Yeah, we're gonna heat our shells up. So we're heating our shells up. A cast iron is just what we have, and
What's the best?
we're gonna do it really. We're gonna double them up like you do when you go to the restaurant. They double them up, and you're like, "Oh, that's clever." And let me get this foil. We'll use the foil to keep it warm.
You want to try to remember too, you don't have to have any oil or liquid or nothing when you're heating up taco shells because that can kind of make them break up somewhat. So just use a dry skillet. Doesn't necessarily have to be cast iron, but that's my preference, honestly. All right, look, this is a blade right here. Don't touch that. Future chef over here. There we go. You don't want that.
What's that for?
It's for chopping vegetables.
Vegetable
Yes, you sure can. Yeah, so if you want to use actually fry it, then you definitely can use oil. But just going for like a traditional taco, I usually try to stay away from the oil. But the oil is also if you want to do those, those birria tacos. Really good with that. And even quesadillas too.
Yeah, and to think this goes with both phase 1 and phase 2, because phase 1 you can include meat, but it's a plant focused. So the meat is not the center point of your food anymore. It's just kind of this on the side. It's the side now, and your vegetables are definitely your center piece. And then phase 2 is a complete plant-based diet. And go ahead. And so this really can fall under both of those things. One of the things we were thinking about doing is making a phase 3 recipe. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that or not, but then it kind of gives some variation to see what you kind of would eat during those 21 days or 7 days now, because now we have the 7-day cleanse.
Yes. Which for our distributors out there, you definitely want to, anybody that you've known that was weary about doing the 21-day cleanse or they thought that was too much, definitely want to let them know about the 7-day, because I noticed a lot of people, their thing was, it sounds great, but I kind of want to start with something not as long. So the 7-day is the perfect option for somebody who's kind of newer to this type of thing that doesn't really feel like they could get through the 21 days. So don't forget to, just tell everybody about the 7-day cleanse.
So we're just heating up these shells right now. We only have about 7 minutes on our sweet potatoes. There's actually a restaurant close to us that does a sweet potato taco, but they fry it, the sweet potato pieces. And so, which either is fine, but if you are trying to stay away from breadings or things like that, you can just throw that cubed sweet potato in there, in that deep fryer, and it toasts up the sides. You'll see it's going to be still a really good treat.
Yeah, and tonight I'm going to make a confession. We are using white corn tortillas. We typically like to use either the cassava or the almond flour is it siete tortillas. But yeah, we got to drive an hour to get those. We ain't been out of town, so we had to kind of get what we could get to make this recipe tonight. So you are
and this is more like street taco
exactly.
kind of style, and so it's gonna be good regardless. It's gonna be delicious, and I'm looking forward to it. I do like a good corn tortilla though as well. So
yes.
And the nice thing about tacos is even though it's not Taco Tuesday, we're gonna make it official Taco Thursday today. But you can really taco is so versatile. Like you can use whatever kind of shell, whatever kind of filling. You don't have to do anything like super fancy.
That's true.
So we probably have enough here. You can turn your oven on always and just, throw them in there while you're waiting. I just like mine being put on the cast iron for that initial heat. And maybe because usually you're cooking all that other stuff on your cast iron, it has a little bit of that seasoning from all your other foods too. Right. So it just kind of is really good. And this is the first time we've ever done this when we're trying to cook on live, so timing too is kind of different.
Can you give me that bottle of Topo right there? I'm gonna highlight another thing. Guys, I know some of you, if you're familiar with phase 1 and 2 eating styles, you probably heard of Pellegrino mineral water. And if you like that, if you're trying to maybe switch it up and go for something different, then this right here, if you've never had it, you will not be disappointed. That's if you like mineral carbonated water. If not, then this might not be for you, but it actually has a really, I'll say, really crisp taste. It's a little bit sweeter. I don't want to say much. It tastes much sweeter than the Pellegrino does. To me, it has much more flavor, and it's really, really good paired with Mexican food. It is also, as you can see, it is a Mexican mineral water, and it is, I'm telling you, very delicious. A little bit cheaper than Pellegrino too, so save a little bit of money and have a little bit more flavor to your life. So I guess we're gonna work our way back over here.
I always change things up. I take a look. I think I'm gonna use the rest of that avocado. So, because it was a kind of a small avocado, so I'm gonna go ahead and.
I left it on mute that time for you, Louis. That request with that peaceful food processor sound.
So I'm just gonna stop this for just a minute so you can get a look. I kind of will, in between the 15 minutes, I'll just like pull it out and give it a good old shake, just to. But look how good that looks, and you start to see like it's browning and toasting it up really good, and. Yum. And they seem like they're pretty much soft enough. It's hot. But I mean, yeah, they're almost done. So they get really soft on the inside, but like I said, they have that really nice, the outside is nice and crisp. Makes a little skin to that sweet potato. So, and it is hot. It's burning my little fingers.
And I will say, these type of things, it's different for us. But I would say it's really crazy how much of a variety I eat nowadays. I felt like, how much could I possibly eat, trying to incorporate plant-based foods and whatnot. But really the variety of food I eat is different. The way I feel is much different. And it's something I feel like it's a journey. I really appreciate it. Like we have always struggled with our health and our weight. And although we're actually both about halfway to our weight goal, we still have a ways to go. It's just crazy to be doing something where I don't feel restricted. Is what I'm pretty much trying to say. Because it's one thing to diet and lose weight, and then you get off of your diet and go back to what you're doing and you gain it back. And it's a whole nother thing to actually have a lifestyle that you incorporate every day. And this is what this has been for us. It's been a lifestyle. The kids are involved in it and they love it and we love it. And in the meantime, we're seeing progress. And that is something that I really can't even express with words how much that really means to both of us, actually.
Right. Yeah, and different. This food processor does decent, but when the smaller the ingredients, like the cilantro, it just doesn't blend it up as much. So you could always use like a blender, or like I said, a hand blender would do really well too. But I love cilantro, so it just doesn't actually bother me too much. To have like some of those cilantro chunks in there, but it's a good looking sauce. There you go. There's your sauce for your tacos. I'm so excited. I can't wait to eat them.
Me too.
So here's some corn. I actually just bought frozen corn and I just threw it in the cast iron a little bit earlier and just heated it up. You could throw it into the air fryer if you wanted more of a crispier corn, or like little fried corn pieces. That'd be actually pretty good. Should probably try that.
Yeah.
But so really, there's so many options.
Something real simple and fairly easy. I would say overall, as you can see, we've only been on the call for a little bit more than 20 minutes. So this is something that you can literally make in about a half an hour for the whole family. And never be afraid to put your own variation on things too. Especially if you're like how I was a few years back. I wasn't really much of a cook. I didn't really know how to cook that well. But I really just had to get out there and just start trying things, You really be surprised what you're actually capable of doing when you finally give things a chance.
So I'm just putting my shells in there. Now we've got this. It looks so good. So we're gonna actually put our sweet potato on the bottom and then everything else on top.
We'll come on this side. There we go. Maybe a little bit easier to see. Yep.
So I love sweet potatoes. I love that, like the literal like sweetness that they add to the dish, but not so overwhelming,
Another idea, if you're familiar with chorizo, sweet potato, actually, like if you season it similar to a chorizo, it probably would taste really delicious. Mexican sausage, you could really get the sweet potato to emulate that taste.
And we still have some sweet potato left, so you could still do, this is 6 tacos right here, but you don't necessarily, you could fill them up a little bit less. It's a little bit big. Okay, so we got our sweet potato in there. We're gonna do a little mixture here. I love red cabbage, and Tarique is kind of 50-50 on it. So I also just got a lettuce. And I love the color of red cabbage, like with that orange sweet potato. And I think your food tastes so much better when it's really colorful. So to have the orange and the purple and the yellow, I just think makes it better.
I like red cabbage. I just wish it tasted as good as what it looked.
I think it tastes delicious, so that's all that matters.
Now there's what you need. You need that lettuce.
That pale green lettuce. So this is just shredded lettuce. You can use a mandolin or you could buy it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of my corn on here. Might get some of it on the table. That's okay. See, it just looks so good. That yellow on top of the purple. Okay, we're gonna just drizzle some sauce on here. Man, I'm hungry. I hope you guys make this and I hope you love it. Because here you go. Here is your still got some left over, so I'm just gonna see how good I did. This is just an evaluation, you guys.
Did it work?
It's just so good. I'm proud of myself.
Good. See it. Now y'all see it. Very beautiful presentation, I'll say. Let's see if Moses approves. Something he might like.
And that cilantro lime sauce is really good.
Y'all see it for yourselves. This was literally an idea that Sharon came up with today to do this, just to kind of, you know, switch things up a little bit. And we talk about a lot of our recipes and different things, but yeah, but it's different to actually just kind of, you know, see how we kind of like to do it here, you know, switch it up.
How we do it in the Rogers house.
Yeah, so we're gonna move back into our computer room here.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was our first time trying to, you know, like cook live
in front of people.
in front of people. So it definitely is. It's different, but I'm glad y'all got to, you know, experience that with us, and I hope somebody in here tries that, because, you know, I'm not gonna try it yet. I'm gonna wait till after the call, because I always get food in my beard.
That's true.
I don't like dealing with. I don't eat on camera or nothing like that. I don't like that. I like this. Yes, you always talk about your recipes. Monday. Yep. For sure. Oh, he said Monday night, look out. Yeah. It's funny because we've talked about so many recipes. We never really like had anything to like really show for, like talk a big game, but
yeah. Well, we're big foodie people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love eating, especially together. It's a really good hobby of ours. So,
It is.
and I think people think that if they uh, take on something like flat belly, that means that like the love of their eating or whatever kind of goes away, or
Mm-hmm.
and it really doesn't. It just you get more creative, right? Because you're not just making the same I don't know, ground beef recipe or
That's
whatever,
true.
you know.
Yeah,
And so you get really creative. You
you do.
really find other recipes that are just as good and that you really look forward to eating.
Mm-hmm.
And so it becomes really fun.
And then your taste buds also change because I notice like there's a lot of foods that I kind of like a little bit that I love now, just from making small changes here and there. And we're really big changes because we really took from December, we really I would say went out on a limb and just put it all on the table, and since then it's been definitely a journey. We've tried a lot of things we did not like, but I would say majority of things we truly loved, and it's been really nice. Just our overall health improving, and like many of us have battled with weight gain and weight issues, and I know myself, I always have ever since I was a child, and it's crazy for me because I never actually had issues losing weight, but I always had problems keeping it off. So it was one of those things where it's like, do I really want to jump on another diet and lose the weight if I know I'm not going to be able to maintain that as a lifestyle, and it's just going to come right back? You almost feel like, what's the point of doing the yo-yo stuff that's really hard on your body and, bad for you even on a cellular level. So with this, it's just so crazy for me to be able to indulge in a lifestyle, and literally just I see the weight falling off in increments, you know what I'm saying? And just overall we feel so much better. So much better. So want to check the chat here. Got somebody in here. Keep them. Tammy said, keep them coming. Sheree said, thank you. Looks delicious. Thank you. I'm glad it looks good to you.
Oh, I like that. Cap, watch out. Tostada Thursday.
Tostada Thursday. Ooh.
That is so catchy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I love that. Tostada Thursday.
Yeah. Very catchy.
Yeah, I will definitely give you the props for coming up with that, but I mean that's for really sure. Good.
It really is. Tostada Thursday. Brilliant. Yeah, because there's already a Taco Tuesday, so you can't really have Taco Thursday because it's already
taken, but exactly. They did take tostadas.
That's true. That is true.
So thank you for that.
That is true.
So we kind of we've really been craving doing things a little bit differently. There are a lot of calls that have their highlights of what they like to talk about. We're the millennial call. So we are millennials. We invite anybody that's not a millennial. It's not for millennials only. But with that being said, we kind of want to put our own spin on it. And so we hope to do that a little bit differently, maybe each time, going between like in the slides and in the kitchen. And yes. And so, we hope that if you still invite your friends, we hope that your friends will kind of like this switch up and like new recipes. I know sometimes when the lifestyle is so much different than what you're used to, well, what do I make? Like how do I, cook this, or how do I do that? Or, so we are still learning, but we have learned a lot.
Yeah. That's true.
And so we do have a lot to share, and we definitely just want to keep that going.
One of these days, so we try to keep our dessert night typically like every other weekend or so. But one of these days we're gonna have to switch our dessert night to a Thursday, so that way we can show you guys one of our phenomenal desserts. I don't know if y'all ever heard of bean pie. I mean, if you've never heard of it, it may sound really crazy. Like, what is he talking? I don't even want to hear about that. But I'm telling you, please tell me there's somebody in the chat that has had the actual bean pie that knows what I'm talking about and they know how good it is, please back me up. Put it in the chat that you have had it, because it is one of the best desserts you can have. And after a few trial and errors, I came up with a vegan bean pie recipe that no eggs, no dairy, and no white sugar. I actually use monk fruit as a replacement for it, and it really did turn. I was really proud of myself. It took me about 3 times. The first time I did it, I almost burned the house down, because
literally
like the oven caught on fire, because I didn't realize how much it was going to expand, so it like really overflowed to the bottom of the oven, and the house was on fire. The contractor was here, and I was gonna be like, hey, you might as well go home, because it's not gonna be a house for you to fix, because it's about to be burnt down. I definitely will email that recipe to you, because it is really good.
Isn't that gonna be in the book?
Yeah, it will be. It will. I know it's gonna be in our flat belly book. That recipe is. We're gonna have and it's something that I would say, and even with the desserts, I know we typically like to use monk fruit as a replacement. I still try to not do the desserts too often, because even though you're not getting that sugar content in the monk fruit, it still just feels like you feel kind of naughty. So it's kind of like, I mean, I'm sure you could do it more often than that, but I try to keep it more seldom, because it's just I don't want to do it too much. I've had it a long time ago. My dad was a Muslim. That's tight. So you already knew. So you've known what it was, and I don't know when the last time you had it, but yeah, I've actually I have a friend. His name is Brother Jeff. He's who introduced me to it. I never really heard of it till he's from the St. Louis area, and he's known for making the best bean pies in the country around here. I mean, that may be subjective. I'm sure somebody else out there may have a bean pie that may be better, but so one of these days I hope to be, maybe I'll have the best vegan bean pie,
Yeah, it's something to aim for,
yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
Sorry, something I was thinking about too is, how does this, go with Wakanda? Well, we know it goes with the flat belly lifestyle of phase 1 and phase 2, which is including more plants or plants only. But how can we add even our CBD products? Because we have a whole line of things. So, when we were in Chicago, we did not get our seasonings, because we have 2 empty bottles sitting on our cabinet. And I was like, that is just so crazy. And so we have to wait and order ours. But that could be using our seasonings to infuse your food. We could have used that on our sweet potatoes before we fry them. That would have been delicious. It would have been so good.
That chili lime would have been so good.
In the sauce, you could put Delta 8 infusion oils, or the culinary oil, or we have water soluble. The oils will work in that sauce because we use an oil in it. So that's why that would work. But if you have more of a watery type sauce, like a tomato sauce or something that doesn't have that, you would use like your water soluble would work too. So there's also ways that our food, we can incorporate our CBD into it as well, and really make it a fun experience to have people over and have them experience that like infusion.
Or even maybe me and Lewis need to start up a taco and tostada truck, and then infuse it with CBD, and then people selling CBD in their their foods. It's really a big upcharge. So I don't know any of our chefs out there, anybody that does any type of it. Yeah, right. They really have a big, like, man, we got good seasoning, really high quality CBD. We could put a good upcharge in them tacos and them tostadas.
On those tostada Thursdays.
Yeah.
Bernadine says Boston's nickname is Beantown. I love bean pies.
See, y'all keep giving us more reasons to make a trip to Boston, because
it's just moving up on top of our list.
Yeah, that's crazy. Beantown, come on, that's crazy. That is something. That is so cool. I'm literally so happy that, you know, we got to. I was really kind of nervous about doing this, honestly, because, you know, cooking on camera, doing all that type of stuff is not really something that we've ever done. We've never done this on a call. We've always kind of been in here, or you know, so it's definitely. But
Right.
come on,
Yeah.
Candace said, "Come on over. Hey, we're gonna be coming soon." Shelly McLaurin said, "Bean pie is mouth watering. Also, Miss Sharon called me
After presentation. She's like, I need that taco recipe now. Well, too bad I can't just like put it through the Zoom camera and you can have a bite.
Yeah.
But so as we're talking about Wakana and what that really means, we are aiming right to you know, when it started with just CBD, it was getting people into that field, because if you don't have a whole lot of money, because it was like one time I just was looking because I was curious, like how much it costs to try and even get into, I would say, the game. You know, like it's impossible if you don't have money. But Wakana has made it possible for literally anybody to get in the door.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just makes a huge, it's just huge.
True.
And it really is life changing. And then to really go heavy into nutrition and wellness, those are both areas that people that don't have a lot of resources, you know, they struggle with. They can't get into the business of CBD and cannabis. And then also, depending on where they live, a food desert, or even just education about what good and healthy food even means. And so we're definitely changing in a just dynamic, your income and what you're putting into your body. Like, I mean, it really can't. I mean, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, even the way you said that, your income and what comes in the body is like a two-way thing.
Right. Yeah. See that?
Income, what comes in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what good is the money if the body is failing?
Right.
You know. So we don't want you to just make money. We also want you to live a good, long, healthy life.
Right.
To
and enjoy the money to the maximum too.
Right.
Even if you live a long life and you're not healthy, I mean, how much are you like really enjoying of that? Right. You know, because it's definitely really special. Even like anybody that's traveled abroad anywhere can kind of see that, you know, like money does not literally buy happiness. I mean, I've been to islands where the people that lived there didn't really have much. They didn't have many like resources, but they were happy because they were healthy. You know, they were eating from the land. They had, you know, some of the most beautiful views. They had family. They had, you know, true joy. And I truly believe joy does start with God and your health. And then everything after that is just, you know, it's a additional blessing. So I would say for sure, like, you know, and health is one thing I took for granted. So it's something I'll never want to take for granted again. So I really do appreciate to be able to be here amongst a nation of people, literally that all like we're all like kind of like spreading like wildfire, not just CBD, but I mean, you're seeing tons and tons and tons and tons of people make big changes to their health, you know, not little incremental, like, you know, I'm taking a weight loss pill every day to, you know what I'm saying, to magically make the fat go away. There's no such thing. So to see everybody actually taking the initiative to really go out on a limb and, you know, just big steps, you know, like it's really beautiful to see everybody taking control of their health, you know.
That's exactly what it is. People not making the provider, the doctor or whoever, in control of what medication they take, what tests they take. It's them making good conscious decisions about every day, because really health is more about consistency. It's what you do from day to day. And you know, just kind of mentioned like weight loss pill. So I'm in this program or whatever, and I just could not I had to read it a couple times because I was like, this just is so crazy. Because in the book, it was talking about how America uses 80% of the medication that is pumped out by Big Pharma. But America is only 5% of the worldwide population. And, like, it's not bad talking or anything. It's just saying that even though we're a rich country and we're supposed to have all these resources, we're not doing too great in the health department. And so this is really revolutionary. It is empowering people.
True. Literally. Man, you really dropped the mic with that. Yeah, those facts are mind-boggling. Really, just think about the just the comparison to be 5% of the population, but 80% of the consumer, for medicine. It's really crazy.
Well, because we were kind of talking about this in the car, that this I don't know, TikToker or whatever was making different reels, and she was from like New Zealand, and she was saying things that happen in America that don't happen there. And she kind of talked about how they don't have commercials about drugs, and here, drugs are like, you're not going to not go through a series of 20-minute commercials in between your show that's not talking about pharmaceuticals, and then they talk 100 miles an hour, about all the side effects. Yeah. They get all the side effects down into like 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. It's really impressive. Yeah. They speed it up quite a bit. But and so, it's awesome to think that we're trying to help, with that. CBD has a lot of health benefits that can help with some of those anxieties, depression, pain, inflammation. And so we're really in a business of helping people inside and out. So I think that is really powerful. We're in a really big movement, and I'm just excited. I'm excited for this year. We're already in about May, but I don't know. It's just exciting.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's exciting. And it really, when you say it doesn't even sound right. I feel like
the year just started.
The new year just started. Like we just celebrated New Year. That's why it's like, it's crazy. Yeah. We're literally going to be in 2023. Might as well just go ahead and next Thursday we're going to have a New Year call, New Year millennial call.
No.
Go ahead and celebrate 2023 on in, because we pretty much already there now.
I don't want to rush the time. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed kind of our switch up, and like that it was kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Definitely let us know, if you guys did enjoy it. I'll be looking forward to hearing from each and every one of you. And I think we're pretty much at 9:00. So I think we're gonna wrap it up here.
Yeah. If any of you guys want to add something or just have a quick question for us, or you can ask, or you can email us, I guess, if it comes later. Yeah. Because I'm always that person that's like, I don't have a question, but immediately if I leave or turn off, I'll be like, should have asked that. But
or it's like I have a question, but I don't have the question developed yet. Like I know I have a question brewing, but it's not developed. So
I haven't got all the words yet, all the questions. Tammy says yes, can't wait till next time. Awesome song. Yeah. I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
Yes, me too. So
you want to shoot a tune to close out?
Yeah, sure. Let's see this. I think we'll play. What do you?
We are like big food and music people, so.
Oh yeah.
We got to end it. Oh, there's our little blessing.
Let's see. Okay, so we got the music already. Let's go back into the screen.
Oh yeah, look at that little black eye. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. You guys, show them what you did. Yeah. So What other kid do you know that goes to church and gets a black eye? I mean, that's something else.
When you're full of shenanigans.
Yeah. We were at church and the kids were playing. They were all spinning around. What were you doing spinning around in circles? How'd you hurt your eye? Tell them. What'd you do?
My eye did turn red.
Didn't turn red. What'd you hit your eye on?
Well, on the floor.
Oof. How did you do that? What were you doing?
Spinning around.
You spin around.
Why were you spinning around at church?
Yes.
Are you gonna do it again? You're gonna spin around again like that? Please don't do that. That's scary. That was terrifying actually. Now that he's all right. So it's kind of like, okay, but in the midst of those type of things happening, you just are like, why couldn't it have been me? But yeah, I know we were gonna play a tune, but we got a cartoon right here. So I think we're gonna say goodnight. He's ready for bed. So we're gonna.
He wants a taco.
Oh, you want a taco?
No.
No, he don't want no taco. He's ready to sleep.
So you guys call customer service and Elijah's got you covered.
You gonna help out? No? Oh.
Make it a little smaller, too big for you. All right.
All right. Can you say good night?
Good night.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
All right, Lewis. Love you all.